So guys, Ethereum is still pumping right now, even though the markets are trading sideways. Different perspectives are calling for altcoin season based off of the price action with Ethereum and with Bitcoin. But right now, there is a few other perspectives from traders and analysts that have been here for a long time, basing everything from the altcoin and Bitcoin pairs and how it looks very similar to previous cycles, which points to the fact that some altcoins could be seeing much more deviations before the final rip up. And today, I want to walk you through the current price action, what everyone's currently saying, and how, what is taking place could be potentially a trap for anyone that's going all in right now on altcoins. But if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content and keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and practically everything you need to be aware of, guys. In the last few days, everyone has been stupid euphoric. I've been letting you guys know everything that has been going on, but there is a few different perspectives pointing to the fact that even though Bitcoin dominance is crashing down quite significantly right now, we could be potentially seeing more deviations for altcoins after the crazy rip up that they have been seeing in the past few days. So with all that being said, guys, I want to walk you through the charts, price action, different perspectives, and what you need to be aware of if you have altcoins. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So guys, like how I said, the crypto markets are trading sideways. Even though we are seeing green in the markets for the 24-hour, we are seeing a little bit of red. You can see though Ethereum is still rallying quite significantly, and everything is just trading sideways, waiting for that next leg up. Bitcoin is pretty much seeing a little bit of recovery after falling down to that 116,000 zone. We're currently sitting at around 119,000. There is a little bit of an imbalance at this specific zone, guys, that we saw earlier in the week. But this is where everyone is anticipating exactly what's going to be happening based off of the price action that we've been seeing in the last 2 weeks. Ethereum also, guys, has been rallying though like crazy, outperforming Bitcoin, and this is why everyone's calling for altcoin season. This is causing altcoins to pretty much rally super significantly. But is this a short-lived pump? This is what everyone is wondering. Or is this the start of altcoin season? Everyone's been calling for altcoin season, especially with how Bitcoin dominance has been crashing down super hard. But the perspective I try to give y'all is that we've seen Bitcoin dominance crash down multiple times, and this was just a correction, and then from there Bitcoin started to rally once more, squeezing out the liquidity from altcoins. And that's the perspective I want to give you guys today. Merlin the Trader, Dr. Profit, Crypto Michinel, a lot of people, guys, are super bullish on altcoins right now, and I completely agree, but we don't know what that time frame looks like. So completely going all in on altcoins might not be the completely smartest decision. You need to dollar cost average. That's what I say on this channel. But Merlin the Trader talks about how Bitcoin dominance is falling off a cliff. He says the uptrend is gone. The bearish MACD cross just hit. Altcoins are about to feast. This is the start of the rotation. Alt season is coming. It already started. I think, guys, if we were to see a log wick on this Bitcoin dominance weekly chart, we could potentially see this trend line staying almost exactly the same. Trend lines get a little bit, thrown out here and there. It all depends on exactly the time frame you're looking at and how you draw the trend line itself. But I think, honestly, guys, based off of what's currently taking place, we could be potentially seeing a correction with Bitcoin dominance moving into the last quarter of the year. Now, everyone's talking about the price action with Ethereum and how we already hit specific points, and how right now there is no look for an ease in the price action. Everyone's calling for that 4,000 zone, and based off of what we're seeing with Ethereum, it looks like it has the strength to do so. But guys, all in due time. You don't want to throw everything, all balls to the wall. You need more confirmation on that. Well, jump into a little bit of a perspective with Crypto Mitch now, and he feels almost exactly the same, but he does talk about deviations and what you should be doing right now. He says, well, ETH didn't give a deep correction as it ran towards the next target zone around 3,500. Great vibes. Every dip that's 10% or more is an opportunity to be positioning ourselves. This is going to a new all-time high in the coming months. Notice the key verbiage here. Coming months, guys, not in the next few weeks. Now potentially we could be seeing more rip ups, but I think we're going to be seeing some corrections based off of all the green that we've been seeing in the market. And that's why I don't want you to get just stupid euphoric. You need to understand multiple sides of the market, which leads us into the main post from Benjamin Cohen that I showed you at the beginning of this video, which really points to the fact that more than likely more altcoins are going to be seeing more deviations. Once we see liquidity pour back into Bitcoin, more than likely going to be happening in October, nearing at the end of the beginning of Q4, moving into the end of Q4. But jumping into it, Benjamin Cohen says, once again, altcoin and Bitcoin pairs put in a new low in June. similar to 2022, 2023, and 2024. While I think ETH slash Bitcoin has bottomed for this cycle, I think there are decent odds that the collective alt slash Bitcoin market goes lower by early Q4. This means that liquidity should flow from alts back to Bitcoin. But again, this process could easily be several weeks away. And this is why I'm saying, guys, more likely we are going to be seeing a lot of green happen in the markets. But whenever we see massive valuations just shoot up really crazy, corrections take place. We talked about it in yesterday's video, and this is why it's super important to keep up with the day-to-day, because everyone's getting stupid euphoric, and not that many people keep up with people like me that try to show you all different types of perspectives. But based off of people like Benjamin Cohen that have been calling Bitcoin dominance just rallying for the past 3 years, and also how altcoins are going to be performing, this goes to show that we could be seeing more deviations for altcoins after this little rip up that they have. So just be prepared for it. He goes on to finish up and says, this does not apply to every altcoin. All altcoins are created differently, guys, and all of them react differently to the market. Some of them outperform Bitcoin, and this is why you can pretty much have different perspectives around specific altcoins. But he says, this does not apply to every altcoin. Some alts like XRP showed their double bottom last year and likely won't put in new lows on their Bitcoin pairs this cycle. So at the end of the day, guys, specific assets are, going to be outperforming just based off of the community, updates, partnerships, all the things going on within that specific project. But I think this is where you got to have the different perspectives, guys, and understand that liquidations and deviations can still happen whenever we see massive euphoria in the markets. So just be prepared for that. This goes to show me that, it's not too late. Dollar cost average, always have a little bit of dry powder, because we could be seeing a little bit of a recovery. Now, moving into the markets, guys, like how I said, everything is just trading sideways. Even though you're seeing a lot of green in the markets, everything is waiting for that next leg up, with the exception of Ethereum. Ethereum has just been outperforming and exploding. Bitcoin hit around that 123,000 zone, and it hasn't been able to reclaim above that region. So right now we're just seeing sideways price action, waiting for that next leg up. If we look at my crypto portfolio, you could see a few assets are up on the 7-day, even on the 24-hour, but it's all based off of the community, the project, the updates, and how everyone feels about the project as well. This is where, guys, not all altcoins are created equal, and you need to be gravitating towards the strongest assets. And on this channel, I try to show you guys which assets I believe in, which you can see my crypto portfolio right here on the screen, and then from there, more opportunities in different sectors and different places within the space. But swiping everything to the side, guys, that is currently my perspective on the markets. Everyone is getting stupid euphoric right now with Bitcoin dominance crashing down and it looking super bullish, but we've seen this happen multiple times. I've seen people draw multiple trend lines, talk about how altcoin season is already about to start since the start of last year, guys. And this just goes to show that more than likely you need to trust the process, understand whenever we see massive, pumps like the ones we've been seeing, corrections do take place. And if you're going balls to the wall thinking that everything is just going to explode already, then you might be upset in the next, few months whenever everything potentially deviates a little bit more. And this is where, it's all around different perspectives. Benjamin Cohen talked about in that post that he believes that it could be several weeks away. What does that mean? We could be pumping, guys, for another week, another few weeks, another month or two. And then we see all of that liquidity from altcoins pour into Bitcoin one last time, for Bitcoin to make its last run more than likely to that 70% zone, and then massively fall down and return practically all that liquidity whenever we see more events happen, like the Fed rate cuts and a few other different things that are taking place. We also saw Trump pass a huge bill and within the United States, so this is more crypto adoption. This is just more things that we need, guys, and this is why keeping up with all the day-to-day, the information, the switch-ups, and also multiple perspectives is super important. Everyone just gets super euphoric, listens to one different perspective, and then they get blindsided by what happens next. And I don't want you to be that. So if you're new to the channel, check out the rest of my content and keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and practically everything you need to be aware of. Right now is a super important time to keep up with all these events. Everyone is getting super euphoric. Everyone's throwing all their money into altcoins, and I also have a good amount of money in altcoins as well. But I'm expecting a little bit more of a pump in the markets, and then from there, I'm expecting some deviations for a few altcoins as well, just based off of how liquidity is shifting. On this channel, I'm gonna let you guys know everything that I am doing, when I plan to sell my altcoins, what is happening, and what you need to be doing pretty much based off of what's coming out. But new to the channel, drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of my content. Let me know what you think of my perspective. Do you think I am wrong? Do you think that this is the start of altcoins and we're not going to be seeing another correction? Or do you think what I am saying is true and that potentially altcoins could see some deviations after pumping for a few more weeks? Overall though, drop it down below. I drop day-to-day content, so stay tuned, and hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.